Welcome to the Thursday evening yoga class. We are getting started. In the evenings, it's always important to know what your objective is, which is, I want to sleep at night. And that means that you want to do a class that is going to help release tension, release stress, but at the same time, really settle the body down, slow the body down so that you sleep well at night. You can further support yourself in the energetics of that by making sure that you're not around bright lights. And, so you allow what's natural in the environment to influence the body. So you allow yourself to shut down all the lights, bright lights, none of them. And you go to bed at night when at the same time every night, and that will also support sleep. There's a lot of things that you can do, but a routine is really important. Do not watch TV to go to bed, and devices and computers, all of that stuff is very disruptive to sleep. So we're going to do a practice that supports sleep but also releases stress. Let's get started. Let's start out standing up. Tina's here with me. Yay. It's so much better if you can do a class in person because you get a little bit more out of it. I get to torture you. And Patty, I'm sorry that you've been missing out on all the torturing. Cheryl, you can't come to the torturing unless you're visiting here in Reno. Okay, inhale up, but it's really not torture. It's fun. And exhale down. Relax your head. Take your arms up behind you, interlace your fingers and lift. This helps to release tension out of the shoulders and upper back. Then releasing those arms. Inhale, come up. And as we come up, we're going to open up our feet so that the baby toe goes to the edges of the mat. Right hand then is going to come down. And we're going to rotate to the side. You're going to reach towards that left foot and open up. There is a little bit of an extension with the spine. And then release and come back up. Hands coming down that center of the body. And now your left hand is going to come across to the right foot and open up. It's a rotation. And then release. Inhale up. Bring your feet together. Exhale down. Step back into down dog. And as you step back, you're going to walk out your heels. One and then the other. Release any tension in the shoulder, in the ankles, in the feet, in the knees, and then take your heels and push the left heel down. Right knee's going to go under and across. Look underneath the left armpit. And then release and do the other side. So the left knee drops and go across. And then release, draw both heels down. And then we're going to drop to the knees. And just as a way to kind of help us release anything that might be held in the tension of the pelvis, shift your hips to the right and then move left, go back, all the way back, extend the arms. And then come back up and shift your hips left. And then go right, go all the way back. Come back up, shifting right and moving left and go back. And then up, left, and to right and go back. And then we're going to come back up into a crawling position. From here, shifting forward into half plank, lower, lift up for a cobra. So keeping your pelvis on the ground, drop the shoulders, elbows press in. lift the heart, and press back, down dog. Right leg then steps forward, drop the back knee and lift up, open up. So keep the pelvis shifting forward, reach. And then release, hands on the ground, lift and turn your torso towards the front leg. I feel like I'm wearing a jacket, but I'm not, it's a shirt. It's heavy. And swing back around, drop that knee again and lift back up. This time from here, you're gonna lift and rotate. Take that right arm and extend it back behind you. Curl your toes under and see if you can drop the hand down either to the hamstring or the sacrum, and then the other arm comes up. Shift your hips forward. Drop that left hand down, lift back up, reach. Swing around, step back, down dog. Open up the shoulder blades. Then shifting into plank. Modify to the knees, lower. Gradually coming back up. So hands are right at the chest. Lift. Pause there, keep your pelvis on the ground. Drop your shoulders, elbows in. Lift your heart. Press back. If it gets too hot in here, let me know and I can turn the air on a little bit. And press back, down dog. Stepping the left leg forward, dropping the back knee and lift up, reach. Keep shifting the hips forward, opening up that pelvis, releasing the hand down, curling your toes under, lift the back leg and turning your torso towards the front leg. Open up. Swing the arm around and then drop again, lift back up, reach. And then lift, curl your toes under, rotate. You can hold it here or extending that arm behind you. Drop down, go to the hamstring, go to the sacrum, reach your other arm up, shift forward. Drop that hand down, lift again, reach. Swing the arm around and step back, down dog. Right leg then steps forward, could come into warrior one. Come up. Good, you got it. Now I want you to add a little bit of a back bend. So what that means is that you're going to keep your pelvis forward, draw the tailbone down, and then start to lift the upper back and take it back behind you. Reach back behind you with your fingers. And then release down. Step back, down dog. Shift forward plank. Modify to the knees if you need to, otherwise lower. Again, we're going to come up into cobra. We're going to be doing cobra a couple more times. Back, down dog. Then the left leg steps forward, warrior one. Reach. So same thing. Stabilize here through the pelvis. Draw that tailbone down, reach back behind you. Open the chest. Release whatever's in that spine, whatever's in that chest. Breathe into it. And then down. Step back, down dog. Shift forward plank, lower. Lift cobra. Back, down dog. Good. Right leg steps forward again. Warrior one. We're going to add on. You're going to add that opening of the chest. And then we add rotation. Rotations and forward folds are very important in an evening practice. Rotations are going to help us with assimilation. So help us to assimilate our day, any tension, anything that really doesn't belong, that's going to cause any kind of resistance in the body. We want to assimilate it, let it go. Then come back up into warrior one, reach. Good, and then hinging at the hips, hands go right to the waist. Come up on the big toe. What I want you to do is lift your back leg gradually. So you go from this big toe position and lift. You can hold it there and then see if you can extend your arms. Then lowering back into warrior one and dropping into a fold, but you're going to do it with interlaced fingers behind you. Another pose to help release tension out of the neck and shoulders, upper back. Resting that torso on the thigh or going to the inside of the right knee. And then release, stepping back, down dog. Now you can either hold down dog or shift forward into plank, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower. Either lifting up into cobra or up dog. Back, down dog. And I'll show you up dog next time. Left leg then steps forward, warrior one. Inhale, come up. Square those hips. Nice. And then we add that rotation. Rotation, squeezing the spine, drawing our subtle forces to the center of the body. Again, helping us with assimilation, digestion. Without digestion, then we're just stuck with the original form of things. So we need to digest things. If you're taking in information, if you're taking in food, whatever it is that you're taking in, you've got to assimilate it, digest it, so that it can be processed and it can move through you. And that's what those rotations help to do. Come back up into warrior one. Hands at the waist, hinging at the hips, come up on the toe. From there, again, you're going to lift the back leg first. Get that leg parallel to the floor, then reach. Then lower, warrior one. Ooh. Interlace your fingers behind you, drop into that forward fold. So you're either resting on the thigh with the left side of the torso, dropping to the inside. Relax your head. And then from there, releasing back. Down dog. So again, you can either hold down dog or shift forward into plank. So this time we're going to do up dog. To do up dog, to get the right positioning of your spine, you have to shift forward onto the toes. Then you lower, hover, and come to the top of the feet. So the chest is actually in front of the arms. Then roll over the toes, down dog. Right leg steps forward, warrior two, drop. Line up your heels. Reach. Look down that middle right finger. Settle everything down. Remember, we're moving into the evening. We want to settle that body. Release tension. Let it fall from the body. And then rotate. Drop. Lift your back heel. Keep turning, reach. Swing the arm around, and then the back foot's gonna step in a little bit. Come into warrior one. Reach. Drop down, rotating. Come back up, warrior one. Hands at the waist and then hinge. Lift up onto the big toe. Lift the leg first. Once you get the leg parallel to the floor, then add your arms. From there, lower. Back into warrior one. And then we release into the forward fold, interlacing the fingers behind us. Again, relax that head. And stepping back, down dog. You can hold down dog or shifting forward. Now, if you're going to do up dog, shift onto the toes. Lower hover, lift to the top of the feet. No thighs on the ground, you guys. Roll over the toes, down dog. Left leg steps forward, Virabhadrasana 2. Line up your heels, open up. Nice and steady. Again, imagine that you're allowing tension, resistance. You're in the pose, you're strong in the pose, you're steady in the pose, but you're holding it in a way where you're trying to relax and soften, let things go. Backhand comes around, lift that back heel up, turn your torso towards the front leg, reach. Nice, you guys. Swing the arm around, pull the back leg in, and come up. Warrior one. Rotate. Come back up, warrior one. Hands at the waist, hinge. Lift up on the big toe first. Then lift the back leg up. Reach. Lower. Warrior one. Interlace your fingers. Forward fold, relax the head. Let go of the head. You're dropping to the inside of that knee, or you're staying left side of the torso on top of that thigh. And then from there, release. And again, we're going to step back, down dog. Shift forward plank, either doing up dog, come forward on the toes, lower, lift a cobra or up dog, and take it back. Child's pose. So big toes together, open up the knees, and release back. Completely relax. In child's pose, You are completely relaxing. Let go. Let the shoulders go. Let the arms go. So if your arms are not able to relax, by having them forward, pull them to your side. Pull them to your side. Okay, from there, coming back up, down dog. And you're gonna step forward with the right leg. Drop your back heel. We're going up into Trikonasana. So we are gonna be doing a few different things here. Line up your front heel with the arch of the back leg, reach, and then drop down. Hand with or without a block goes on the baby toe side of the foot, both legs straight. Lean back. Lean back. So no leaning forward. You guys see the difference? Here I am leaning forward. That's not the pose. You got to line up that torso with that front leg. And you'll know you're doing it because you're going to feel that there's a little bit of a challenge there with balance. Good. And then what's going to happen is the hand that's in the air reaches up, lift, turn your feet parallel. Okay, so the hand that reached up now drops. The other hand comes up and goes to the back leg. It's a rotation and extend. You can take your block with you. There it is. And reach. So now we've got a big rotation. That hand goes towards, that looks great. And then you're stacking this top shoulder. Stack it on top of the bottom shoulder. Pull the chest through. Pull it through. Looks good. All right, and then from there, I know it's so much easier with a block. So yeah, I was gonna say, Tina, if you want, move it closer to the toe and then open up, yeah, like that. There you go, you got it. Isn't it great? And then we release. And as we release, we're gonna actually drop down to the center and see if you can drop down and bend the elbows or come down onto the forearm and relax the head. Turning your toes in, your heels out. Toes in, heels out. All right, and then from there we rotate towards that front leg. You're in a high lunge. And then step back. You can hold down dog or shifting forward into plank. Lower. Lift up, Bhujanasana or up dog. And take it back, down dog. Take a few breaths there. Get hollow in your belly. Then stepping forward now with the left leg, you might want to block. And we're setting up again for Trikonasana. Line up front heel with the arch of the back foot. Reach. And down. Both legs straight. Hand is on the baby toe side of the foot. Reach the other arm up. Line up the torso with the front leg. Trikonasana, both legs straight. Looks really good, Tina. So you want to open the chest, make sure that you are stacking. Okay. Can't believe it's already getting so dark so fast. Even out the breath and allow the breath to move in and out of the nose. If you're having a hard time with breath, you could take the tip of the tongue to the palate, to the roof of the mouth, behind the two front teeth. And then from there, the hand that's in the air reaches up. Now, if you want, take your block with you. Reach that hand up. Turn your toes parallel. That hand goes down. The other one goes up. I've got my block. And now you move across the body with your block to that opposite foot, back leg. Straighten those legs and open up for a rotation. Hold it there. And without tons of effort, see if you could keep opening up, opening up. Find some space there. Good, and then slowly coming out of that, and we're turning our toes in, heels out, and dropping the hands into the center. Bend those elbows. Drop down. See if you can get your forearm to the ground. Relax your head. And then from there, lifting up, and we turn towards the front leg. You're in a high lunge. And then again, we step back, down dog. Shifting forward into plank. Or you can hold down dog, modify to the knees if you need to, otherwise lower with control. And lift up. We're going to take it back, curl the toes under. Shifting all the way back, sit. So you're sitting on your feet with the toes curled under. Pause there. Make sure all your toes are connected to the ground. This is really good for your feet, for your toes, for your ankles. Release your feet. Okay, then the right hand comes up. You're going to pop up, reach back behind you, find your heel or hand to the sacrum. The other arm reaches up. Open. Left hand comes down. And then the right hand threads through. Other hand comes up. Take it internally rotated behind the back. Slowly coming out of that, lift. Coming into a crawling position, curl your toes under again, and then we sit. Again, make sure all toes are on the ground and you're sitting. This is really, really beneficial. Like I said, it strengthens your feet. It helps with flexibility in your feet, which we want. You guys, I work with a lot of people. Their feet, their ankles are so stiff. And then guess what? They end up having knee problems, hip problems, shoulder problems. It will show up. It will just move up into the other joints. Then from there, the left hand comes up and you're going to reach back behind you, either to your sacrum or to your heel and lift. And then that hand comes down and the left hand threads through. Drop the shoulder onto the ground. Other arm comes up, internally rotate that arm behind the back. Keep evening out your hips. Don't let your hips shift to the right side. You want to move them more towards the left. Balance them out. And then releasing from there, slowly coming out. Now, we're going into a crawling position and we're going to open up the legs. I'm going to recommend that you actually grab your blanket. And if you don't have a blanket, then you're going to turn sideways because otherwise your knees on the floor will not feel good. You need to use a blanket. So you take your blanket, this is how I'm going to do it. Open it up on your mat. Big toes together. And I'll show you what it looks like. You're literally going toes and heels together, knees go out. Okay? That's what you're doing. Got it? Perfect. And then you reach forward, drop down. Now, if you go too far forward, you're not going to feel anything. If you go too far back, you're not going to feel anything. So you want to keep your butt kind of over where the knees are. And you just let the butt kind of shift back a little bit and you will feel an opening. If that feels really good, then you're going to take your feet. Instead of having your feet together, they're going to now turn out and open up. And now you take your knees further away. This is frog pose. Yeah, you got it. That's it, Tina. She's got it. And then you menstrual pain. Do you have menstrual pain right now? No, but I do this when I have. It helps. Yes. Good. Awesome. Okay. Child's pose in general, actually. Any kind of child's pose helps. Yeah. So you're dropping down and you want to kind of feel that in too far forward, too far back. You want to find out where are you going to get the biggest stretch. Keep moving your feet out like a little frog. And you can drop the chest all the way down. Oh, tap shoes. I took tap when I was little and it was so fun. Okay, and then from there to come up, you're going to slowly come up, pull your heels in, and we're bringing our legs forward. Oh, thank God. It's hard on the knees. Draw your right knee in as you go onto your back. Open up that leg to the right side. I got to move my mic. And take it across the body.
Open up that right arm. Good, and then that leg stays bent. You're gonna pull with the left hand, grab that right foot, pull the foot in, and then pick up the other leg and then take that foot to the knee. And then interlace behind the hamstrings, or you can go at the shin. Now the left knee draws in towards you. The right knee is pushing away. And you're also pressing into the floor with your sacrum. The back of your pelvis presses into the floor to try to bring some lumbar curve back. It's great. Love this pose. Good, then opening up your arms, drop that left foot to the ground, right leg goes over, and then wrap the toes around the calf. Shift your hips to the right and drop your legs to the left and look to the left. So it's a much bigger, deeper rotation. And then releasing out of that. Left knee draws in, right leg lengthens, open up to the side, and then take it across the body. Bring that leg in. You're going to grab the foot, pull it in towards you with both hands, and then pick that right knee up and plant that foot right there on the knee. You're either going to interlace the fingers behind the hamstring or at the shin. And at the same time, you're actively moving the left knee away, actively pushing into the back of the pelvis of the sacrum. And then dropping that right foot down. Left leg goes over, wrap that toe around the calf, shift your hips slightly to the left, drop your legs to the right, look to the left, deep, deep, deep. All right, and then slowly, slowly coming out of that. Coming into a bridge, pushing up. And then releasing down. Good. So we're going to do a supported shoulder stand. You need your bolster for that. And because we're moving into the restorative postures. You will want to go to a wall or to your couch. Oh, so if you go to the wall, it looks like this. And you want your pelvis on top of the bolster. Do you have a bolster? Yeah. Okay. I have two others in the car. I had a ton of people, new people come to yin class. I had like 10 people in class yesterday. So I had all these bolsters in the car for everybody. Okay, so legs are up on the wall and you want your pelvis higher than your chest. This is one of those poses that is going to help the body settle down really supports sleep and the calming of the nervous system. And let your arms rest at your side, palms up. And if it's comfortable for you, see if you can go a little wider with the legs on the wall and just let your legs hang there. Gravity is encouraging a nice opening. It's really good. Let the breath slow down, let the body slow down. All right, and then from there, bringing those legs in, we're gonna come out of it, slowly rolling off of your bolster. And you'll want to come back onto your mat. Using both of your blocks, we're doing basically a child's pose. I'm gonna sit on one block and use the other block to pull up the bolster. And then my blanket, I'm gonna roll it up. Roll it up so that, yeah, you get a little more support. That bolster's right there in the groin. And then shifting forward, turn your head to one side. I do want your arms to be completely relaxed. Is that okay? Is that working out? Got it. Close your eyes. So if your neck starts to tweak, you're going to turn your head. Just relax here. If it's tweaking also in your knees, it just means you need to be higher. So you might need to actually use your blanket on top of your bolster and just use your bolster with a block. And then if you're needing to, go ahead and turn your head to the other side. Rest. Let that body completely let go. In these restorative postures, it is a complete letting go. You are not holding yourself in the position. You want to make sure that you have enough support with the block and the bolsters and the blanket so that you do not have to hold yourself in that position. Again, if you need to turn your head, go ahead and do that. Good, and then releasing out of that. We're going to take our legs in front of us, but you might want to come up on your blanket. So I like to roll my blanket in thirds like that, and then sit on it like that. Okay. And then I'm going to use my bolster and support my head. And we're just doing a relaxed forward fold. Interlace your fingers up on the bolster and let your arms relax. See if you can drop a little bit deeper, so lowering your block. Maybe even taking the block completely away. Good, and then from there, we're going to release out of it. Ooh, coming onto your back. Do a little bridge, because that was a forward fold. We want to help that pelvis come back to neutral. So lift, release, a little side to side if you need it. Ah. And then setting up for Shavasana. So bolster underneath the knees, cover yourself up if you need to, definitely covering your eyes. I really think everybody should get an eye mask, or an eye pillow is even better because there's a little bit of weight to an eye pillow. And then that supports the settling of the eyes. It's super interesting finding out that your eyes are the most demanding organs in the body. They are metabolically the most demanding. They are also the most overstimulated sense we have. It's really a good idea to help the body settle by allowing the eyes to be pacified. Relax the eyes. Stop stimulating the eyes.
Good, and begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Gently roll to your right side, and then we're going to pause there for a moment, take a few breaths. And then coming up to a comfortable seated position, connecting your hands, thumbs to your heart. Sitting up, reaching up through the crown of the head, lengthening the spine, close your eyes, soften that body. Soften your skin throughout the whole body. Soften your muscles. Soften your bones. Relax. Hold your body with ease. And let that be how you go into the rest of your evening, relaxed, at ease. And support that. Support that state. May you have a wonderful evening. Namaste. Good job, you guys.